So let's dive right in. And today we're going to talk about marketing funnels, what the hell they are, how you do them right, and how you can actually leverage them to gain sales. And again, my name is Christina Curry. I'm the founder and CEO of Sprout Creative. And let's just dive right in. Okay, so what is a marketing funnel? It's really the journey that your customer takes, and that's from the initial stages of learning about who you are all the way down to they become a paying customer. And it's that route, it's that path that they take all the way through. And if you Google it, there's a whole bunch of versions out there. This is just some that I saw. And like any good marketer, I have my own version. And basically, with just careful analysis and a little planning, a marketing funnel can really let you know, it lets you know what you must do to really impact your consumer at certain stages all the way through. So we're gonna see high level, and then we're gonna get kind of nitty gritty into the thick of it. So let's just sort of break it down. And I also have examples as well. And the top part is, and you guys have all seen this before, but this is the awareness. This is people discovering who you are and realizing, oh, they might be able to provide something for me. You know, what's in it for me? And this is where you're really casting the widest net possible with all these different tactics and more. This is certainly not a comprehensive list of tactics. And it's through digital ads, videos, email, infographics, podcasts, blogs, all kinds of stuff, just to get the awareness out there. And then, of course, we follow through into a smaller audience of, okay, I'm going to stick around. You know, you captured their attention, you're sticking around. This is the people that you stay on those email lists with, or that you do engage and follow on social media, or you want to know what's going on and what other webinars they have going on. And this is where you can really start to grow and educate the audience on what you do. So they start to develop a deeper understanding of what it is your service or your product. And then the consideration stage, and this is you pull them in even more into private groups, or you start to generate sales calls with them. And now they're really interested in what you do. Of course, the audience size again shrinks, but there are a lot warmer leads. And there could be lower entry, like memberships and things like that they can buy into, where they're sort of dipping their toes into your service. And then action. And action is, oh, they hired you. You got it. You're helping them now. You're helping them get onto the right track. And there's also, which I haven't really gone into much, but there's a deeper level in action that I don't think a lot of funnels address all the time. But action is, you want to keep them in your community. You want to nurture them. You want to engage them and build that loyalty. We're really going to focus today on 1, 2, and 3. There's a lot that can go into 4. There's a lot that can go into all of it, but I'm really going to focus on 1, 2, and 3 for the most part. So as a whole, this only works if you're using it all together, pulling them through each funnel. You can't start at one end. You can't really start the other in the middle. You've got to really work them through. Of course, there's those outliers and anomalies, but let's just dive in and give an example of how do you actually build a marketing funnel. So this is, you're the perspective of the, you're the person building the funnel. So this is you thinking through how your client's going to move through your funnel. And of course, it starts with your ideal client and knowing who they are, what they actually want, and how to talk to them and where to find them. And after this is over, you'll be receiving today an email with, and most of you on the call have already seen this or received it, but it's always it's best practice to continue to revisit that ideal client and continue to interview people. And it's a 5-page questionnaire that you want to actually book an appointment with and interview someone to find out who they actually are, who they truly are. So you guys, just as a bonus, you'll get this in the wrap-up email. So let's start with an actual real life example. And as I move through this example, kind of picture yourself in this position, what you could be offering or doing, and how you can move your offer through that funnel, your client through that funnel. So this is an example of a client with meditation and breathwork educator. So she was going to host a 1-week retreat in Bali for $3,500. That's a big ticket offer. That's a good amount of money. And sure, she can just post this all over her social media and maybe she'll get 1 or 2 people, but she's not going to fill it up just by cold throwing it out there or just posting it on her website. You know, that's a big commitment. And someone's not going to just say, oh, I don't know you, but sure, I'll sign up for a week retreat in Bali. Not a problem. So we needed to map out that journey that the customer is going to move through in order to build that know, like, and trust, and then funnel them into that retreat. So first of all, at the top of the funnel, we need people to be aware of her. So through this list right here that you see, we actually chose videos, social media, and blogs. You want to kind of choose 1 to 3, 4 if you're feeling ambitious, but certainly not all of them. That's unless you have a team of 10 people that can help you with that stuff. So she picked videos, social media, and blogs. So these are going to be our 3 focus of awareness and how we're going to pull people in. So here's what she did: recorded a video series, just bite size, that talked about sort of things that are going to happen in the retreat, the different kinds of breath work and meditation that she can provide, and the problem that's actually solving. Through those video series, she was able to pull content for social media posts and also send people to see those recorded video series. She posted them on YouTube channel. And then she decided to write blogs. She wanted to kind of educate people and give them a deeper understanding of meditation and the pains that they can experience and what meditation can do for them, as well as the benefits of just traveling to a different location and what the atmosphere of Bali actually can do, and as far as healing properties and things like that. So she dove into very specific content in these 3 buckets. Then pulling them even further into the interest and engagements, she selected, and I would say select 1 to 3 again, maybe 2, because it can be a lot of work. So she picked marketing campaign and also webinars. So through her videos, she actually pushed people to sign up for emails, and she tagged them specifically as this kind of meditation breath work interest. So they're separate from her regular list. So she wanted to identify these people that express interest in the videos that she was posting. And again, you can see in the email or the blog, she had an email sign up. So she wanted to identify those people that were reading the blogs. And to make it even juicier, she offered a freebie at the end of the blogs to get people to sign up on this email list. And then social media, she leveraged her social media, not just for email signups. She threw some freebies out there, but also promoting her webinars through social media. And these webinars were specifically focused on bits and pieces of what this retreat was going to offer. So then the consideration stage. So this is where she started to be able to start booking sales calls, because within her email, she started building a strategy out. And if you've gone to some of the other past pollinators or visit my YouTube channel, you can see the email marketing strategy. And that's what she took. So she plucked that email marketing strategy and started doing this in order to sell into the retreat. She already knew they were interested in what the retreat had to offer. They're warm leads, even warmer than warm. And so now she can funnel them into sales calls and get them on the phone and start talking to them about the deeper development that can happen in a week-long retreat. And through these sales calls, yes, she booked in the retreat. She also booked one-on-ones with people. So some people didn't want to make that full leap into the retreat, but they could dip their toes into working one-on-one with her. And then others wanted that retreat feel of group, but weren't quite ready to make that leap for a whole week out in Bali. And so group work was good for them. So it's a win-win. Either way, she got them on the call, figured out their needs, and found them a space that fits into her community. And then action. So once they were part of her community, in order to nurture and engage with that community, she created a Facebook community. And what was really great about it is she was able to post pictures from the retreat that were happening and personal developments and testimonials. So the next time she's posting about a retreat, she's already primed that group to know what's coming and have a little FOMO. And so now she can do that marketing funnel all over again, but she's also got this warm group of people that she can directly sell to. I hate the word sell, but that she can directly help with her services. So she just kind of can keep funneling people into this bigger, more engaged community that she's got. So I want to show you another example because that was one little entrepreneur, but the big guys do this too. It's not just us that has to do the marketing funnel. So Deepak Chopra, he's an author and alternative medicine specialist, and then Alicia Keys, a musician and beauty brand. These two partnered up, and you're probably wondering what did they do together that makes sense. So let me actually back up. So we're going to now look at this funnel from a consumer perspective. So I'm going to work backwards. I hope that doesn't confuse you, but let me just lay that out. Now flip that funnel because we're the consumer and we're heading into the world of Deepak Chopra and Alicia Keys. And so here's how they did it. So they created a 21-day meditation experience called Activating the Divine Feminine. This was free. It's just out there for people to participate in, but they were building up into this 21-day meditation experience. So Alicia actually recorded the music behind the meditation that Deepak moved you through and, gave you the mantras each day with something different. And they both just chose each topic each day together and she actually talked about why each topic, each 21 day meant something to her. Balancing this feminine, masculine kind of thing. Anyway, so what they did was, from a consumer perspective, what I saw was, okay, digital ads. They were actually advertising to me because I'm a part of a lot of meditation things, this and that. Not really in Alicia Keys' world. I like her music. I have no problem with her, but I don't follow her. I don't know anything really about her. But Deepak, I'm involved in a little bit, and other people in his world. So I was being served digital ads. I follow him on YouTube, so I was notified that he had new videos popping up. And then I also saw through social media that they were doing this partnership, this 21-day meditation kind of challenge. So those were the three things that pulled me into the top of the funnel. They pulled me into that awareness bit. And so now I'm like, oh, okay, they're having this thing that's happening. Great. So I signed up. Now I'm receiving the videos each day. It's 21 days. I'm receiving the videos, and it's a drip campaign. Basically, each day they're sending me oh, here's the video for the meditation, and then a little bit about it, and just kind of some background and how it can benefit me. And again, Alicia Keys wrote a little paragraph each day of why it's meaningful for her to be partnering with Deepak for all this stuff. So they're building that know, like, and trust. I'm starting to learn a little bit more in depth about who she is and Deepak, and you can kind of see how that goes. So then the consideration. So because they probably have a bajillion people that sign up for this thing, they can't get on a sales call individually, but their version of a sales call was funneling into their offers. So they, within their email marketing, they started to do a little promo towards the end. And then after the 21 days was over. So here's what their offers were. Deepak was doing a series of retreats, and he was selling people into that. And Alicia Keys has a, her beauty line, which I didn't know until this challenge. And she had a self-care meditation package to continue your meditation journey. It was candles and balm, healing balm, things like that. So I'm now invested a little in her. I like who she is. I liked her personal shares. And I didn't buy her beauty products, but it would be, if I was the right demographic, the right target, that would have pulled me in, and again, for Deepak, that would have pulled me into his retreat. I wasn't quite their niche target, and that's okay. But now I know who she is. I know what she does, and I'm going to be aware the next time she builds out that funnel. In fact, I think I'm also getting targeted ads from her for her beauty stuff. So maybe one day I will become a paying customer. Who knows? So think through what you have to offer. And again, pick, 2 to 3 from the column 1 to 3 from column 2, and then 1 to 2 options from column 3, and kind of how would you move your potential client through that funnel? And I want to, let me stop sharing, because I want to pull this out, because this is where the real work really starts. Let me escape out of here. Why can't I do this? There we go. Okay, yeah, I want to see everyone's faces. And in fact, would it be easier if I shared the 3 columns with the different, okay, yeah, I'll pop that back up. I'll just share it like this, so I can also see y'all. What is it you've got in mind? And I love if you could pop up off of mute, and let's work through what your funnel could work like. And this takes a lot of practice. This isn't something that's going to happen overnight. I still have to remind myself how to do it, what to do, and move myself through the funnel. And every time I forget, I'm like, ugh, why isn't this thing selling? And then I'm like, oh yeah, because I didn't do my funnel right. So yeah, who has something they want, or more than one thing that they want to kind of work through? Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Let me mute myself. So this really makes sense to me, but because I have a consistent service that I offer, it's not that I'm offering anything big or new or anything like that.
Right.
Does that make my building my funnel easier or harder?
That's a good question. I don't know if building a funnel ever gets super easy. There's always new funnels to pull people in through. Like for instance, your webinar with building the will, that's one piece of the overarching services that you provide. So there's one little funnel that you can create, that you're pulling people in, that you're speaking to about the will, but there might be another topic that someone else gets pulled in. Maybe it's not the will, maybe it's something else that they need to hear to funnel them through. So
sorry.
it's okay. It's that end in piece. So you're gonna have several, funnels that you need to build out for each component that you want to pull people into. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does, because, it's not as simple as making a sale. It's making a sale with a particular prospect group or, demographic or whatever. Right.
Right. And for instance, the webinar you're doing, that lands you, and sometimes these items are interchangeable. So a webinar could be that first moment that they're aware of you. So you're doing a webinar, I would say that lands you in awareness and also interest in engagements. So maybe they have been following you, and your people that are already aware of you are landing in that second column when you do that webinar. But there might be an awareness component where someone sees, oh, you're doing a will webinar, I'm interested in that, I need to do that, and you pull them in that way as well. And then you can nurture them and sort of play into those fears of, if you don't have a will. You kind of did it in your email that you sent that, I responded to, because it was so well done. Yeah, it's COVID. People are getting sick. People are dying. And wills aren't something you always think about. So yeah, you're definitely playing into that pain and that fear, and you can kind of pull them in. And then, what other services do you offer?
Oh, well, I can dissect it into lots and lots of pieces. I mean, one of the other webinars I'm doing is an identity theft awareness. So, but I have tried doing a webinar, more of a business kind of workshop type thing, and that did not go over well. But a big part of that was getting people to know about it and come. So
right.
And
so on my YouTube, I did a pollinator that I don't think you were at, about how to market your event. So you might want to watch that one, because that's oftentimes one of the problems of not getting one filled, is that not marketing it enough ahead of time, not giving yourself enough of a runway.
Great. You say that's on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on my YouTube channel. I can pop it in here.
Yeah, I mean, that was totally the problem. And I was working with a team, and everybody that showed up was coming because they basically were doing me a favor. It was like we weren't, really broadcasting it. It was just kind of hit and miss. And that's what I'm actually the one that pulled the plug on it, because I'm like, I can't do this by myself. Or I didn't set up myself up to do this one by myself. I'll do my own.
Yeah. Well, and a webinar is sort of like a mini marketing funnel too. And Sarah, thank you for calling that out. I forgot. We are actually hosting a free event about hosting successful events. So she dropped in the event sign up. So if you want to do it live and be there, it's me, Sarah, and probably Erin. So it's 3 experts that are talking about how to host a successful event. And it's a really good presentation. But so with an event, you want to start at the top of the funnel, the awareness. So maybe do the social media posts, maybe have some infographics that are linked to the webinar, just giving them a little bit of that. And you can toss those out there and let them know, hey, but if you want to learn more, I've got this event. And then, of course, running digital ads can help. You can get on a couple of podcasts and talk about this webinar that you're going to be doing. So yes, for an event, you're almost like doing a tinier funnel, where then your event fits in a bigger funnel sort of concept. So then once you're pulling them in through there, you want to start getting them on that certain list, and then starting a private Facebook group. I don't know if your clients, there might be a little privacy issue with them, but it could be a good group to nurture, or Slack.
Yeah, actually my Facebook groups have been more people I network with, actually. But yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, it's nice to have that community, however you build it. because then they oftentimes will talk about how great you are to, a group of people that already know you. And so that can be great for testimonial and third party testimonials. And yeah, I totally lost my train of thought, but
this was really helpful. Thank you.
oh,
And by the
good.
way,
Oh, good.
I'm starting to use Canva more, and I spent way too much time working on it, but I love it.
I know it takes some time getting used to, but once you get in there, it's also really fun to be creative in a little bit of a structured way where you don't have to think of something from scratch. It's a really fun platform. I think my next pollinator, I'm doing Canva 102 training. So I think that's what I have on my list because my 101 was so popular. And it's being watched on YouTube now too. So I think I need to do a deeper dive into Canva and all the things that people don't realize Canva can do.
Do you put all of these on YouTube when you finish? You record? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I pop them up on YouTube and they're just there. Yeah. So you can go back and watch because within these bits and pieces, there's a strategy behind it. So it's not just pick this and this and this, and then you're good. There's a lot to it, which you've attended a lot of them and know, some of these, but yeah, like a drip campaign, there's a strategy behind that and how to do it right in order to pull people through and social media and blog, all that stuff. So yeah, I'm trying to build a library of resources, one pollinator at a time.
That's great. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yep. And Erin, do you want to talk through kind of your funnel?
Sure. Yeah, this is good stuff. So I can relate with some of the stuff that we're talking about. And I was thinking too, and I'm not sure, Mary, if you do one-on-one or anything like that. But I was thinking, because I've never done really advertising. And so most of my business has just been word of mouth. There are a couple people who randomly found me online, but I'm kind of like difficult to find. So I was thinking if I were to do something like to offer what I normally offer, I would probably just jump in and say, like, for a limited time, I'm taking one-on-one clients. So I don't know if that gives anything to you, kind of, if you were to do a funnel and just say, oh, I'm taking a few one-on-one new clients, or whatever you're opening up. People don't know if you're only doing it now or if, you're doing it for long term. So I think if you just kind of create urgency with it, you can pretty much package it up in a way that where they'll feel like, if they're missing out if they don't do it now. But my project is, so I had done a beta program of this program called Confidence Reboot, and it's designed to help people get rid of negative thinking and about their bodies, about essentially everything. And so I'm relaunching it now, and I've just been, again, I've never done advertising, so I'm just kind of like, I know I need to do it, and I just need to probably like bite the bullet and make it happen. So where should I start? You're wanting me to give a couple of options on the awareness thing?
Yes, definitely. What are you drawn to?
What am I drawn to? Probably, let's see. Okay, I like the idea of doing, I'm kind of resistant to social media, but I like the idea of doing like some sort of training, like mini training or something like that. So I could do like a video, like a YouTube video series or something like that. So that was kind of what I had in mind. And then I could just do little video clips for social media, with just kind of like mini trainings. Let me think if there's anything else.
Infographics may be good too. maybe alluding to the pains that they're experiencing, and giving them like a 7-tip PDF. Getting feedback. Sorry, guys. I don't know if it's me. And then the infograph.
Yeah, I was thinking of one, like, you know how I had this vision of, like, you know, trying to push a big boulder up a hill or whatever, kind of like, you know, are you trying to think positively and like trying to turn around your negative thinking or whatever, and you just like, it just looks impossible. And then this is a way that we like start to introduce it, like, where do you start, you know, and maybe it could be, you know, or you've tried this, don't do this, try that. Because a lot of people will say, like, they'll start to observe their thoughts and they're like, oh, cancel, or they try to kind of like, you know, judge their thoughts or whatever, or delete them or whatever, but that's a way that it locks into your body. So when you do that, you're actually making it worse. So maybe I could do something like what to do instead, or or kind of where to start. I like that idea.
I like that for you too. And your Facebook group or your Facebook page is highly engaged. You have a ton of fans on there. And I think you should definitely leverage your Facebook Lives in a strategic way. So you could talk about whatever you're doing in your little videos, or you could use your Facebook Live to record those little videos. And then you're doubling up. You're not, you know, doing videos here and doing a live here. You're doing lives and having those videos that you can repost on your YouTube channel. But be sure to talk about the program and pull people off of the Facebook Live into your email. So say, hey, I've got a free resource for you at the end of your Facebook Lives. Click here to sign up for it. And then they give you your email, and now you've tagged them and you know they're going to be interested in this confidence reboot program, which is the bigger sell. Ooh, I'm getting feedback still.
Erin, can I ask what it
and that was my problem before. I was doing them and people were, it might just be my internet connection again.
Yeah, Mary had a question for you.
Did it freeze up?
Erin, I'm just curious, what is your business?
What were you asking, Mary?
What is your business?
Let me turn my video off. I'll turn my video off. I'm an energy healer and a coach. So I help people eliminate belief systems that are kind of sabotaging themselves. And so I identify them and remove them for people.
Thank you.
So, I work with a lot of people one-on-one, but I'm wanting to shift over to more of a group model, and because it's just the one-on-one situation is just causing a lot of burnout.
And you could, oh, it's a little better. There's still a lot of feedback happening, but I'm even thinking you could, on your Facebook Lives, be offering up, hey, I'm offering a free 15-minute clearing, but you have to sign up here. And that could be another way. Like, you could completely skip the email route in that way. And that's your freebie, is a free 15-minute one-on-one with you. And that could be a bit of a sales call for you. Now you're going to get their email from that call, but now they're getting a taste of what you do. And that can help pull them in and build that know, like, and trust factor as well. And so that I just popped in my head could be a good hook for you to pull them off of Facebook into your own space.
Yeah. So I was trying to decide whether I wanted to do, I've taught these body confidence classes in inside a dance studio. So I've been limited to, only however many people we can fit in the dance studio, but they're very well received. So we did energy clearing along with movement. So you just feel good in your body. And so if I could offer one of those and really fill it up and do it online, that's another way. And I'm wondering if I just want to do that, just be like body confidence, pitch it, and just, really throw it out there and get as many people as I can on this online class. Although I'd have to go somewhere where I actually have good internet. But yeah, if I could get this class packed and then say, okay, from, this class, I'm teaching this 8-week confidence course, and sign up here and you can get a discount or whatever if you do the early bird. So yeah, is that kind of putting too many eggs in one basket, or what do you think about that?
I do love that idea. I'd say do it twice if you can squeeze in 2 before your confidence reboot launches. And you can always stream to Facebook Live from Zoom. So now you can do one thing twice.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Okay.
And yeah, you're getting the email signups. If you create an Eventbrite and you're selling it through Eventbrite, you can get their email and send out the link and capture their email that way. But if you're broadcasting it on Facebook, you might still get a few people to sign up. Yeah, you're not getting their email addresses because they're not in the Zoom, but they're seeing what you're doing. They're landing on it. And then that stays on your page for a bit so they can pop in and see that at a later time if your time didn't work. And it's not any more work except to check to see if people had questions on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I keep going back to Facebook is because I've just seen your community on there and they are highly engaged and love what you do. And I just think you could leverage that and nurture that.
Yeah. And I don't mind doing it for a certain amount of time, but I just know that if the reason why I'm not super into Facebook is because it's so 24/7, and I just won't be like that. I just am not on my phone like that, and I just don't choose to be. So if I can do it another way, I would prefer it. But if I have to do it, through Facebook, and it might be a great idea to have that group on Facebook through my program anyway. So yeah, and I might just need to get more support or something like that, somebody to help me out with it. But I would be open to doing it at least for a certain amount of time.
Yeah. And if you do, let's say 2 live webinars, you have people sign up and register for it. You do a sell, they're free. So yes, please, sell them into that reboot. Have it be a limited time offer price. It's a lower price because they're present, they're here right now. The price goes up in 24 hours. That sort of sense of urgency is going to help you sell into it too.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And Sarah, I'd ask you, but I feel like you leverage my marketing skills enough that you're getting this. Because I'm on her team as her marketing specialist for her company. And so I think I'm continually like pulling her through the funnel with her stuff. Oh gosh. Yeah, it takes practice for sure. It's not easy, but once you start doing it, the more you do it, the more you start to default to it and realize, oh, a webinar is a mini funnel, and then that is a bigger funnel. And then, yeah. Also, I want to say the funnel you're doing and the communication you're doing where you're building up to that offer, like if you're doing social media or blog posts and webinars, this is just in addition to what your regular scheduled program is. So not every social media post has to be a part of a funnel. You can just pop up the testimonials on there and the quotes and the little facts here and there. So this is just in addition to what you're already doing. It's not in replacement of. So I meant to say that earlier on, but yeah, it just helps prime and warm your audience up. Because, you know, if Alicia Keys had just randomly been advertising to me about her beauty products and beauty line, I'm like, I don't know who you are and what this is. It doesn't mean anything to me. I'm not a warm lead. I don't know, you know, I know your music from 2002, but I don't know anything else about you. So it wouldn't work. You know, she's starting in the middle of the funnel or towards the end of the funnel, and it's not working. It's, you know, maybe a random person will be like, oh my God, I remember Alicia Keys. I love her. I'm going to buy her makeup or whatever. But most people are not, you know, even the big names, it doesn't work starting in the middle of the funnel. But because I got primed and I knew, I started to get who she was, I started to understand her a little bit more and hear her personal thoughts around each meditation day. I started, okay, I like her. Okay, yeah. And now I'm aware, and now I'm probably in number 2 with her, interest and engagement. Like I'll maybe do a few more meditations of her and Deepak partner up, and I'm kind of listening. I'm in it, not quite in the consideration stage. So yeah, even the big names have to funnel people through. Even Deepak had to do that with his retreat. You know, I'm not just going to randomly sign up for a retreat willy-nilly. I need to know you and get to know you and understand you. So okay, any last minute questions on marketing funnel? Did it feel like a lot? It can be kind of a lot. Hopefully I broke it apart enough to where it kind of makes sense.
I love that this kind of gives us the framework, so at least we can be like, okay, you know, based on these things, I know what works for me or what I feel like will work for me. And I think that's why I've felt really overwhelmed, just like, where do I even start, you know? So this has been hugely helpful. So thank you so much.
Good. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I'll just say, by coming multiple times, it's really starting to make sense to me. I'm glad you kind of repeat the beginning of the funnel each time, because it's a lot of information, and I pick up a little bit each time that, you know, I actually retain. So,
good.
And I love the fact that you give me a little bit of coaching in there too. So
okay, good. All right. Well, if there's no more questions, I'll cut you 15 minutes early. You can enjoy your Thursday and look out for the next Thursday. Oh, what I'll do is send a wrap-up email. I'll include the YouTube link on where to find all the pollinators. And they're just out there. They're open to the public. So if you feel like somebody might benefit from one, you know, feel free to share the links. And I'll send the Ideal Client Worksheet, which again is always a good practice to keep revisiting every few months. Consumers are always changing their habits and how they see you and consume information. And because you're adapting to what you're hearing from them, you're changing too. So it's always good to just continue to ask as you're evolving and they're evolving. And yeah, and let me know if you guys have questions, or if you're like, I don't, you know, if you need a little bit more of the marketing funnel filled out, I'm here. I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
thank you, Christina.
Oh yeah,
And
no
Sarah.
problem. Thank you, you guys.
Yeah.
All right, bye.